You guys can speak up.
All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. I am not going to do a PowerPoint, and for a change, how cool is that, right? And you've probably heard what they say about people who use PowerPoints. They don't have any power, and they rarely make a point. So this is going to be some live demo, subject to all the things that happen during live demos. But and we have a couple other folks who are going to help co-present, I'll call it. And Kelly, are you on the line there somewhere?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. So, and that's Kelly, just her photo popped up. She has done all of the collaterals for what you're about to see, and it's remarkable. And then Craig is, Craig's going to talk a little bit. You've seen him, his video pop up. He's going to talk a little bit as we go through this. So here's what we got going, guys, is we have partnered with a company called Lighthouse Events, Lighthouse Racing, to put on a virtual winter run series. The winter time's typically slow in the north, and there's still a lot of opportunities to race in the south. And so what we wanted to do is put together a virtual race. It's actually a race series that we're going to talk about here, that all chapters will be able to participate in as a fundraiser for your chapter. The Winter Run Series is international. Anybody around the world can participate. And I think it's going to be best just to kind of go through and show you what it is, as opposed to explain to you what it is. But this is a great opportunity for chapters to make do some serious fundraising in the north, you know, during some of your down times, and in the south during some premium racing times. You might even be able to tie this into some existing races, add this in as a virtual option, and you know, enhance your fundraising capabilities, as well as spread the message of inclusion and have a lot of fun. So with that being said, let me first introduce our partner, Lighthouse Racing, and we have Craig Braun. Did I say that correctly, Craig, your last name?
Yeah, nailed it.
Okay. Craig is the founder and president. I don't know, what is your exact title, Craig?
I'm not that fancy. I'm just I'm the owner of Lighthouse.
Oh, I'm just the owner of Lighthouse. At any rate, so just if you could just talk a little bit about what Lighthouse does, and
Yeah.
You've got a little street cred. This isn't your first rodeo.
Yeah, not our first rodeo. So Lighthouse, we're basically a small events company based out of Wisconsin. It's owned by my wife and I. And we own only about 15 events that we do here in the state. We focus on quality over quantity for the ones we do in Wisconsin here, but we're involved in over 70 events nationwide. And the goal of what we want to do, we're an events company. That's how we, I would say, make our money. That's how we stay in business. But the goal of what we're trying to accomplish is to connect people of all walks of life and uplift one another and encourage one another. Really the main goal, if you go on our main website, the goal is to bring a community of people together to encourage and uplift and use the spirit and the love of running and racing to do that. The main goal for my wife and I is just to positively impact as many people as we can, and we do that through putting on events, and we do that through running. So that's in a nutshell basically what Lighthouse is. Like I said, we're a pretty small business, but we do a lot of work. We really get a lot done for the amount of people that we have on staff. And this is the first venture into a virtual kind of a series for us, but the Winter Run series that we do in Wisconsin right now is the biggest in the state. It's been the biggest in the state for 14 years. We put on 6 races from October to March, and each one gets about 1,200 to 1,500 people, with the most being about 2,000. And we have a couple cool things that we do that I'm sure we'll get into later in the call here, but we wanted to take the model that we have and put it into a virtual sense And we partnered with all of you guys to help us do that and help us raise money for MTT. So I hope that kind of answers the question a little bit about who we are, but I'm sure that we'll chat a whole bunch more as we get into this and get to meet all you guys and learn more about what we're going to do and how it's all going to work.
We will, and basically we want to take what they've been able to do for the Wisconsin chapter, partnering with the Wisconsin chapter, and spread that love around to all of our chapters. Kind of one of those things that we try. We're always on the lookout for at My Team Triumph International, is looking for opportunities to help our chapters, spread the love, if you will. And to do that, you need money and you need exposure, and this provides all of that. So, at any rate, just to talk about the Winter Run Series, it consists of 6 races. October through March, which is great racing time in Michigan. I know that. There's a 5K or a 10K distance. You can participate virtually or in your own, virtually in your hometown or wherever that is, whether that's, St. Joe, Michigan, or, Rome, Italy, or wherever it is. And then all participants are going to receive a snowflake medal, and we'll show you that in a little bit, but that is very, very cool, and an event t-shirt. So it's the Winter Run Series that we're offering here. If we'll fill in some blanks here in a little bit. We're going to do a live demo. So so each, that's Dr. Matt, I'm betting. So the Winter Run Series. So what'll happen is you will offer the Winter Run Series. Your chapter will offer the Winter Run Series to participants, all the participants around the world. They will register online. They will select your chapter to direct a percentage of the registration fees to go to. But more importantly, we have set up a Classy page for each chapter so that people can fundraise. They can join the chapter team and they can fundraise for the chapter. They still get credit individually for what they're raising, and they can win some cool prizes, as well as we'll have prizes for the chapters. That we'll have a little friendly competition for the chapters who are raising funds throughout the winter. We'll go into that in a little bit. To do this, the other thing we've done is we've tried to make it very, very simple and straightforward for our chapters to get started. So you don't have to do a lot. You just kind of, color by number and stay within the lines, and you'll be great. Kelly has put together this document we call a toolkit. And Kelly, do you want to talk a little bit about what you did and how you put this together, and who you are, and so on and so forth?
Sure. So hi, everyone. I'm Kelly. I'm with the Wisconsin chapter. And really what we did is we just took all the things that we're talking about tonight and put it in a document. So when you leave here tonight, you can refer to this document throughout the promotional period, and then also throughout all 6 months of the series. But this document, it goes through everything from, who Lighthouse Events is, to what is the reason on why we're doing this, this fundraiser, what the impact is, what we're asking you to do, and then as well as it provides you a bunch of templates that you can just plug and go with. So there'll be a sample email that you see later in this document, sample social media posts. We're going to get you sample graphics to share. So really there isn't a lot of work on your end other than sharing the information and getting people to register. So the hope is that this is as painless as possible for you, and to get the biggest impact and just share the word.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, kind of you're going to see in these next few slides is going to be a lot of examples of things that you can use. Now, of course, every chapter has their own messaging and their own style of communicating. So everything that we provide is just an example. So feel free to tweak and edit the words that would better fit the voice of your chapter. But this at least gives you an outline of what you can use to send out or post on your social sites. But again, anything you see is you can tweak and change as much as you'd like. So you can do as much or as little as work as you want.
Yeah. So what we've done is, or when I say we, I mean Kelly has done, is put together a toolkit that has the timelines, what it is you do in August, September, October, see in the bottom through March. Talks about, how that's done tactically, emails versus social media, and then where everything is located. Here's an example of an email that she talks about that go out, and you can just cut and paste this. Here is, and I've got stuff in the way, but here is, you can just kind of use this as a tick in the box checklist of things that you can post. Here's the verbiage for your posts, when to post them. I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot easier than that. Right through, social post number 10. Even I could probably do this, I'm thinking. Well, that might be a stretch, but I think I can. Go ahead.
The key things I would say is just make sure that it reflects your own chapter. In some of the posts, there's like a blank space to fill in your chapter and like tag your own chapter and stuff and things. So just kind of, before you post them, kind of read what it is to make sure that you insert the correct tags and hashtags and all that stuff. As much as possible, we want to push people to the website to get registered. So that's what a lot of these posts are geared around, is just a variety of different ways that you can target people to register for the event.
I think too, we have the Winter Run Series Facebook page. Mm-hmm. And we'll be, she's not here, but our graphic person who does all of our stuff will have a bunch of good graphics and content that if you guys want us, if you follow the page and you think it's cool when you see it, you can also just click share and share it on your page. It's as easy as that too, just for more content,
Yeah. This provides, again, key dates, the deadlines, all that sort of thing. And this will make more sense when we get into the live demo. Yes, we're going to have some friendly competition with the chapters, and then there's some cool prizes for fundraisers, individual fundraisers. You get everything from a nice water bottle to an MTT jacket. And how cool is that? Huh? It doesn't get any better than that. So I'm going to show you the slides, and then I'm going to move into a live demo. The first thing you would do is go to a website called virtualwinterrun.com. There's a register button there. There's a screenshot. And you click on the register buttons. And once you're on the registration page, you could select which event series you want to register for. We expect 90% of the people to do, the full series. That's what you're really signing up for. You can do a la carte if you want, but the real event is the entire series. That's the real fun deal. 6 races over 6 months during the winter. And by the way, I'll talk a little bit about some of the funding that for the chapters. The chapters, well, let me go on and then I'll talk about that a little bit. So you select your event, you decide, am I registering me or whoever? And then you'll get a few screens where you put in your name and all that other jazz, your personal information. You'll get an opportunity to buy some swag, and then it takes you to a donate screen. So people who are signing up, if they wanted to, they can donate right on the spot. And these are for people who probably won't set up a fundraising page or join a team. They have the opportunity of throwing an extra donation at My Team Triumph, and they'll ask them how they want to direct that donation, whether they want it to go to My Team. The way it's worded, which you'll see, is use this donation where it's needed the most, or pick out a particular chapter. Okay. There's the final screen, and at the bottom you'll see a fundraise button. If you clicked on to say your registration is complete, you can just end there. But if you hit the fundraise button, it will take you to a Classy, pre-set up Classy fundraiser fundraising page, where you can then select Become a Fundraiser. You can join a team, which would be joining a chapter, if you will. And that's really cool. It's just a drop-down list to pick up a chapter. Pick a chapter. You create your own fundraising page, and then fundraise, get some swag, and have fun running. And personally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, my birthday's in October. I'm going to have a little birthday bash, and I'm going to turn 64, so I'm going to set up a fundraising page and ask people to donate $64 and come to the birthday bash and do a little 5K walk run with me, or in my case, it's kind of a very slow walk, whatever it is. But mostly, have a birthday party, and if you can't make it, hey, I'll send you a cupcake, have a little 5K virtual race wherever you might be. So that's the kind of thing you can get into. And then this is the hardware that people are going to get. This is the medal for the entire series. It is a centerpiece with 6, I guess you call them snowflakes, around the outside. We saw this in person, and the picture does not do it justice, but it is very, very awesome. So once you start doing your events, you get that center medal, and then you'll start getting the snowflakes around. Craig, do you have one laying there that you can hold up in the camera, or is that?
Yeah, I do. I can show you guys. So I'll show you what you get. So once you sign up for the series from October to March, on the 1st of every month, we ship out all this gear. And then as people sign up during each month, we also will send things out and keep sending people packets throughout all 6 months. So basically what's in a packet, we're going to try and do branded padded envelopes. So it's kind of like Christmas. So you open up your mailbox and like, hey, there's your cool winter run and my Team Triumph packet for October, or then March and December. So in each packet is a shirt. I'll back up a little bit. So this is for one of the race shirts. You can do long sleeve or short sleeve. So we'll have the logo on the front, and then we'll have, this is for a past year's race. And then we'll have sponsors and the name of the event on the back. And then you'll get one of these medals. So for series runners, this is the, I'll try and like get close. This is the center snowflake. If you can see, it's got kind of glitter and stuff in the inside. And it's pretty big. That's my hand. There's magnets on the back of these. And so the way that it works in each packet is you get your shirt, and then the first event is the pumpkin run. So here is the pumpkin run medal. It's a nice, try and get a little closer. A nice big medal, cool ribbon, 5K, 10K with the race logo on there. This is the one from last year. So this whole setup is the one from last year. The race medal this year for the series we don't have yet, but basically the way it works, so you run your October race, and then you connect your first piece of snowflake. And then you go, come November, if you're signed up for the series, you're gonna automatically get your OutRun medal and your shirt along with a bunch of other goodies in your packet. You finish your race and you connect your second race. So I'll connect all these quick so you can see what they look like once it's connected. But each race, the medal is pretty much the logo of the event. And then we do a really nice sublimated ribbon. So they're really nice medals. Like I said, all the folks in Wisconsin who we've been doing this for really dig them. And I think it's kind of a, I'm going backwards. I think it's kind of a cool, unique thing. I know this year, from what we could find, it was the first time that anybody ever did people have done medals where they connect or you put pieces together and it creates one big one, but nothing where it combines and actually magnets and sticks together. So it's kind of cool. We ran into some challenges, but we worked all the kinks out where we had like magnets shipped backwards and stuff like that. So we've worked our kinks out and we shouldn't have to run into it and deal with any of that anymore. But this is, try and be fragile, I don't break it, but this is the completed snowflake. Trying to get my hands out of the way. It's huge. It's super cool, and we've got a lot of really good feedback from it. It's cool because it gives people something to work towards every single month, because at least in our part of the country, obviously it's cold, it's freezing, it's not the most fun time to run. So this has been a really great motivator to get people outside, to continue them being active, to keep with the community and see people and see friends and make new friends. We've got a really active Facebook page that will also be in this series too, so hopefully we can just build and add to that community. But it's, like I said at the start, for us, it's really all about just encouraging healthy lifestyles, connecting people, and the opportunity to partner with MTT, with you guys, just is icing on the cake. My brother-in-law has been in a chair his whole life. And so when we found My Team Triumph, my wife and I, about 5 or 6 years ago, we were hooked right away. And it's cool to be able to see this come full circle, to be able to impact the charity on a bigger scale. I don't know, Ron, have you talked about any of the numbers yet, and how this can work, on how much money it can raise? Because that's what I'm most excited about. I think the medals are cool. I think the T-shirts are cool. I mean, they're really, really nice gear. But the way that the budgets are set up and everything, I just think that's the coolest piece of this whole puzzle.
Let me share that now. So the way it's going to work, and again, everything's all set up for the chapters. They just have to execute. Is for every race entry, which, the series race entry is $150. The chapters are going to get 5%, and then the participants can set up a fundraising page as well. Right off the top, every entry is $7.50 for a chapter, and we're expecting some pretty big numbers for these virtual for the virtual run. I can run through a registration real quick just to show how that's done. And if everybody can see this, I think I'm sharing my screen.
You're not.
So that's the opening screen. I'm just going to go right to register online. You can see benefiting My Team Triumph. If they scroll down, you can see the different options here. Description, what to do, how to do it. But what most people are going to do is they're going to go right to sign up. I'm going to register me, and I have a Run Sign Up account, so that's why it's going to pre-fill in some things for me. So the series registration, I'll sign up for. Now, keep in mind, guys, they call me lightning fingers because they never strike the same key twice. So be a little bit patient with me here. Obviously, you get the waiver. You get asked some questions. How did you find out about us? And that'll be very helpful information for going back through and seeing what's working, what isn't working. If people want more information about My Team Triumph, we'll provide that. Let's see, if you wanted to, here's where you select the chapter you want to support. Let's see, who's been nice to me lately? Let's see here. Well, I live in Michigan. I'll just say Michigan. So there you go, Doug. If you had a story, you could put it in here. Continue on. And this is where it allows people to just donate right directly to an organization. In my case, I'm going to leave that at 0, so I don't have to put a card in online here and for everybody to see and so on and so forth. But when you do that, it will ask you where you want those funds directed. Here's the bling and the swag that you could get if you wanted some for the race. And then this is all pre-filled in, so they're shipping a lot of things to you every month, and this just happens automatically. The chapters don't have to do anything administratively. All they have to do is set it up and go. That's filled in correctly, so I'll say continue here. But and this always happens to me since I'm in St. Joseph, it's confused. And so it actually suggests an accurate shipment. That's pretty nice that it takes care of that for us. Here's the registration, my final registration information. I can add another registrant, put in my credit card information. We have a code, so we can do this over and over again without, you know, having to, oops. And let's see here. I will go ahead and complete the register. So this completes the registration. It was just that easy for somebody to get registered for the series. And now I'm brought to another screen that says, welcome to the winter run season series, I'm sorry. And go ahead and hit the fundraise button. So this is where you will encourage people to come over to the, now this is opening up a Classy screen. And there we are. You guys will probably recognize Johnny Agar there. I'd say become a fundraiser. I want to join a team. And this is very cool. The teams are all set up there. Canada, Connecticut, Georgia, Chi-Town, all the chapters are in there, or they should be in there. And all people have to do is pick off whatever chapter they want to fundraise for. Okay, just that simple. And it makes it very, very nice. I'll select Michigan chapter again. And how much my fundraising goal is. And, you know, support me. And away we go. I'm not going to put a photo up for this, but just like that, I have a fundraising page set up that's made me part of the Michigan team. I'll have, you know, a URL to send out. There are different emails that people can cut and paste, so on and so forth, and away you go. It's just that fast, just that simple. Your participants are all set up, ready to go. They're registered for the event. They have their Classy page set up. They've joined a team, and they're off and running, pardon the pun. And then they start getting swag and bling, and you know, it's that cool. The chapters get, again, $7.50, 5%, which is a fairly good amount for virtual runs. I think some chapters are thinking about actually, we might have set, we bounce this off a few chapters, see how they like it. They're talking about making this, you know, if you have a regular race, you could make this the virtual option for that race. Yeah, it's a different name, but you know, you can just add that into your regular race. And but the big thing is that this fundraising at the end of the sign-up process should really garner a lot of people contributing, a lot of people helping out. And like I said, we're hoping each one of our chapter can get a chair out of the deal, and with very little effort. Most of the heavy lifting has been done. So, Craig, do you have any comments about the numbers that we're looking at?
No, I don't. I'm excited for the opportunity to do this. I think the impact that we can bring just by having people sign up for a virtual race, I just think is phenomenal. And I just want to know, I don't know how many people are watching, 19 people. I can give all you guys my email or phone number or whatever. I'm here to answer questions or to help, you know, get you to understand the virtual thing. The virtual running concept is a rather new concept. And there's a lot more to it. And there's a lot more bells and whistles that people can choose to be a part of if they want to be a part of it. And those features are all up on the website that we've built. And I'd love to go through with you, talk about Strava groups and talk about ways that you can have, you know, if you're in Georgia and you want to have a virtual pumpkin run, which I think we should for each chapter, where we actually get people together, have your angels, have your captains come out and run the pumpkin run, then we can promote that on the Winter Run Series website, on the Facebook page, because the ultimate goal is, yes, to raise money, but the concept of inclusion and creating that whole experience. There's tons of opportunities for that in this model too. So I guess for me, the main thing is it's going to be a process to get people excited about it and get people geared up, and whatever tools you need to get either yourself excited or other people excited. If we haven't given them to you, reach out to me and we'll get you everything that we can to get that out. I think our goal is to get 5,000 people. We've got a pretty huge following of people around the country. And I know with all the contacts that you guys have and how passionate everybody is, I think that's a reachable goal. And if we can do that, the amount donated back to MPT is just, it's just ridiculous in my opinion. I think it's super, super cool. So yeah, I guess that's really all that I have. But I feel like we've done a pretty good job making it easy to understand or easy to see, but that's because we who have done it understand everything. So if you have questions, just reach out to me.
Why don't you go ahead and give your email, and if you want to give your phone number, give that.
That's scary. My email is, my first name is Craig, C-R-A-I-G. So it's Craig at race, R-A-C-E, lighthouse.com.
What? The email's in that toolkit too, Ron. Just that.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's emails are in the toolkit. Yep. Right.
And then the last thing is, like I said, we're really active on Facebook and on our social platforms, but that's for Lighthouse events. So we've got just shy of 7,000 on our Facebook page, and we've got an email list of tens of thousands of people. We just created this Winter Run Series Facebook page. There's a Facebook group where people can share their photos of themselves running and connect with one another. The Winter Run Series page is brand new, so I think we have a whopping 17 likes last time I checked. So we're really crushing it.
Well, that's more friends than I have on Facebook, so you're doing well.
Okay, see, we're really doing well. But that's where we're going to start to push everybody. We're going to make an announcement. I'm going to jump on our Lighthouse page live after this conference call and let everybody know that we've officially partnered with My Team Triumph around the country, and that you can fundraise, you can get involved, whether you're in Arizona, Florida, San Francisco, Georgia, anywhere that you are in the world. We've got people in Europe, and we've got people in Canada who I know are going to sign up and race. So just super cool. I'm super excited, and I'll shut up because I'll just keep talking if I don't put them up.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. One of the things we're going to open it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. We're going to open up to questions here in a minute, but go ahead.
No, it's okay. I'll wait. Sorry, I didn't know.
Oh, no, that's fine. What some chapters are doing they're tacking this on to an existing race they have as, a virtual option on some existing races that they're doing. And then the other thing they're doing is like training runs once a month. One of the training runs will be the virtual run. And we're looking into, and we're not in a position to announce it tonight. We're looking into sponsorships for captains. We hope to have something for you in a very short period of time, hopefully within a week or two, where we're looking at some sponsorship options for some getting captains entered into these events. And if you have some ideas on people who might want to sponsor that worldwide, let us know. We have a pretty good program for them. So training runs, incorporating into an existing run. And like I said, all of the heavy lifting is done for you. You just have to, you almost don't have to do anything. You just have to say, go and get started, get the program put together. And at this time, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions, and I'll answer them as best I can, or we will.
This is Michelle from Texas. My question is, does somebody have to sign up for, actually, I think I know the answer, but I just want, in case other people are wondering, does somebody have to sign up for the whole series, or can they just do one race at a time if they, and basically maybe do the whole series, but they might not have $150 to start with. So can they do, October, and then come November, sign up for November, and then come December, sign up for December type thing?
Yep.
Short answer is yes, and I'll let Craig talk about how that's done.
Yeah, so you can sign up I know the price tag of $150, I know for a lot of folks can be a little bit hefty, and so you can go race by race. So you can sign up October, November, December, all the way through March. The only difference for the series registrations, this centerpiece is free for series guys. If you sign up individually, I think it's $8 to pay. So you have to just buy it for $8 if you want the centerpiece to connect everything. So the perk for the series is you get the center medallion for free in your October packet. And kind of what's interesting about the virtual thing, like I said, there's a lot of features, there's a lot of new components that we've added into a virtual race that's kind of like pioneering that area of the running industry. And so you can go back and do what's called a makeup race. So if it's, let's say you've got a friend in Houston and you're racing and they didn't find out about it until December, and they see the medal and they see the shirts and all this is really cool and it's my team triumph, I want to do it, but it's December. You can go back and sign up for what's called a makeup race. So you can still race the pumpkin run and the elf run, pending we have all the medals and the shirts. But we're going to order a whole bunch of them because we can use them year after year. So we're going to try and keep a really good stock on that. We've got a pretty good process on how to order. We've got really great vendors who are locally. So we can get gear really quickly and send that stuff out. But yeah, you can go race by race and month by month. And if you need to go back, you can go back. You can also register for the series anytime. If it's March and you just found out about this and you say, wow, this is so cool, I want to do it. It'd be kind of goofy, but you could sign up for the series and then we would just send you everything at once. Because the goal is not necessarily for the virtual race. Obviously, you're not racing. It's a community building. It's a fun, go run with your friends, collect the medal, and donate and raise some money for a really good cause. That's really what the concept is and what the goal is. So does that help? Does that answer that?
I have a quick question. This is Debbie from Missouri. Something in there said report your time. So
Yeah.
after an event, people go back and log in?
Yeah, and that's one of the cool features that's new for virtual running. There's 2 other companies out right now where you can report a time, but we signed up for the races and we reported a time. It's like a 13-step process. You have to make a login and do this and do that and the other thing. So we've come up with a way to, it's right on the website. You can also do it really easy on your phone. It's a 3-step process. Each person gets a bib number sent to them. I wish I had a winter run bib, but they're really cool bibs. And then you just go in, you type your first, last name in, you type your bib number in, tell us your time, and then you'll get data sorted and you'll get sorted. So at the end of the month, you can actually see I was 4,000th out of 7,000 pumpkin runners, and I was 800th out of 1,200 in my age group. The only thing that we haven't done yet, because it costs a ton of money and we don't have a ton of money to do it, is to like connect with a Garmin or a Strava company where you can just upload your data into this Winter Run Series app, and then it auto sorts and you can see right away where you sit in the standings. That's one of the goals that we're trying to get to, and we're working and we're talking to the guys from Strava. But we're itty bitty and they're huge. So it's going to take a lot of work to get there, but I feel like we can do it. So yeah, the submit your time thing is cool. It's something different.
And then Tom Parker has a question. I think Tom has a question. Tom, are you there? Maybe Tom doesn't have it. Does anybody else have a question?
This is Amber. Can you hear me?
Amber?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, registration was open today. This race is in October. Well, if somebody came across, like, I'm due to have a baby, you said we could go back once I'm cleared in November and race October race?
Yeah. Yeah. So if you sign up, like if someone were to sign up now, you're not going to physically get anything until October. Until October, but you're going to get emails and stories of, captains and different things about My Team Triumph, different things about the Winter Run Series. We have some cool things that will start up, like a kickoff party, and, people can tune in and be live with that. So there's there's nothing physically that you're going to get into October, but you're
Yeah.
going to get a bunch of emails will keep you engaged. And then, yes, if you can't run the first run in October, it's okay. You can still run it whenever you're able to run it. You'll get your gear in October. Either way, if you get your pumpkin run gear in October and then you get your Alpha Run gear in November, and you had some injury or some life situation came up and you can't run until December, you're collecting the gear. We don't know that you're not running, but you can go back and run those two at any time you want. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. Looking forward to this.
Cool.
For the sake of promotion, is it at all possible to get a sample medal that we pay for? We buy
Yeah.
a sample medal?
You don't have to pay for it. We have,
I just know if we took that to running club night or something like that, we'd have a lot of interest.
Yeah. Maybe that's actually a really great idea, because we have, I don't think I have it on. We've got like the sample like hoodies and stuff that you get and that you can buy. And we've got sample hats and yeah, that's actually a really, really, really good idea. Maybe we should put together like a goodie bag that we can send to each one of you guys, and then you can just have that so people can see it.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and I had forgotten that, and I see it in my notes here, but that a good source of virtual runners are your local run clubs. I know the Grand Haven Run Club is thinking about, or they're talking about participating in this, and that'll be, I don't know, 100 runners, something like that, will be participating in it just from the Grand Haven area. So that is a very, very good source of getting runners. And then, you know, some of them get fundraising pages set up as well, and away you go.
Yeah. It might even be cool to do, I can talk about this stuff all day. So if each chapter, if you have a certain time where you're like having a meeting with your group, or if you want to jump on a Facebook Live with me, I'm happy to do that and happy to help answer questions and inform and kind of do what we're doing today. I'll look a little bit more awake. I'm exhausted, so I'll look a little bit more fresh. But yeah, happy to do that for sure.
Yeah, I know it's a good idea too for like the goodie bag or whatever we can take. A lot of high schoolers do indoor track and stuff, and they could use that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hey, Ron,
Yes.
how
Doug?
does it break down for, like, say, Michigan, where you've got different regions in it? How does the money break down there?
Yeah, I was wondering.
That's something that the money would come to the chapter, Doug, and then that would be allocated to the different regions depending on who the fundraisers were. Keith would know that, and or could figure it out, and that just like we do now with donations that come in through the Michigan website or whatever. So
Okay.
yeah. But you might want to start bribing Keith now, just in case. Other questions? These are great
I've got a
questions.
quick question if you got a second, Ron.
Yeah, sure, Steve.
So if everybody who signs up, or if the individual signs up, if they do just the bare minimum, it's $150 for the series, and for that you get those medals and a shirt for each race. Is that correct? And then the bling is extra depending on fundraising?
Yeah, if I understand the question correctly, yeah. The bling for fundraising is, just kind of a fun little reward. We're also going to set up some fundraising competitions between the chapters. That'll be kind of fun and not necessarily based 100% on the funds raised, so we'll come up with something fun.
Okay.
That the chapters help. And again, we're working on scholarships for captains, and stay tuned on that. I don't know if that answered your question, Steve.
It did, yeah.
Okay, Greg, because they get the medal and they get shirts. They get other stuff as well, don't they? Isn't there other goodies in there?
Yeah, it's so you'll get a flyer of the Winter Run Series. You're not talking about this bling, right, Steve? You're talking about like the fundraising incentives.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so you get the medal, you get the shirt, shoes long sleeve or short sleeve. You'll get a flyer, the nice flyer about My Team Triumph. Yeah, I mean, it's your basic race packet, really, is what it is.
Okay.
But, yeah, shirt and a medal, kind of a deal. The bib number, you'll use that to report your time, and there'll be instructions on the bib number for how to do that.
But you don't have to report a time, right?
Yeah, no, you don't have to. I mean, frankly, you can make up a time. If you're a 40-minute 5K and you want to put in a 15-minute 5K, we don't know that you didn't do that. That's part of the thing that the whole virtual series and the whole virtual world in general needs to fix. We're trying to fix that, but like I said,
this is for fun and fundraising. This is for fun inclusion. Provide as much inclusion as possible. And, you know, as far as me, if I had to submit a time, you probably don't have enough digits in the entry field.
We go up to 4 hours. I think we've got you covered.
4 hours. Okay. Yeah. I'll start training. And away we go. These are great questions. Any other questions?
Can I just chime in about the fundraising?
Sure.
Just a couple things. I know when you were showing the different screens for the fundraising, I just wanted people to know that you are not required to join a team.
Right.
We encourage it, but if somebody doesn't join a team, that doesn't mean the dollar won't still go to your chapter, no matter what way they sign up as an individual or on a team. The donor still has an option to choose which chapter their funds go to. So we created the teams to create a fun way to fundraise with the other people in your chapter, but it's not required in order for somebody to be able to choose where the dollars go. We recommend that you choose the option, but it's not a requirement.
Yeah, that's a great point. So if somebody signs up as a fundraiser but doesn't join your team, they can still join. They can still select your chapter, you know, as the recipient of those funds. And that's probably going to happen a lot with run clubs or somebody signing up in Italy or whatever the case might be.
And just also to clarify, it's not the fundraiser that chooses which chapter the funds go to, it's the donor. So the person donating the money is the one that gets to choose which chapter.
Correct.
So,
correct. Yeah, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Thank you, Kelly.
That as well.
Yeah. What else did I mix up?
I just wanted to clarify that piece of it, that the donor is the one that chooses the funds.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. We're going to have more town hall meetings and you know, tips and tricks and things like that on, you know, how to maximize this. We think the chapters have the potential to raise some very serious funds with this. We've, again, tried to make it just as simple as possible for our low overhead. Let's put it that way. We want our chapters to race, to provide inclusion, and to have the resources they need to accomplish the mission. We don't want them bogged down in a lot of administrative stuff, so we try to do as much of that. As always, with everything we try to do, websites, you name it, we try to do as much of that behind the scenes for you as possible. So you can go race, provide opportunities for inclusion, and garner the resources you need to accomplish your mission. How about, and you have more opportunities to ask questions. You can certainly do it on the board/staff page. Any other questions right now? Got a little time left.
I think it's awesome. Thank you for all that work.
Oh.
Yeah, it's awesome. I just grabbed, I don't know, I think people are starting to tune out, but I grabbed one of our bibs from a race last weekend so you can see kind of what it would look like. It's not the winter run bib, but it's your basic race bib. A nice like Tyvek bib with the logo and everything on it. I just had a really cool idea. Can I brainstorm for 2 minutes?
Yeah, sure. For
each race, we do these for our physical winter run series we have these really cool wooden plaques. It might be a cool award for if we do like a friendly competition for each race. We could do something like this for like the top chapters that you can display somewhere for the pumpkin run or whatever. run to the new year. So we've got one for every single race. They're really, really cool. They're heavy. And then this could be like the overall. This is our overall award. That might be kind of cool. Be able to send chapters that stuff and, you know, kind of mimic what we do for the physical winter run series that we have in Wisconsin.
Yeah, no, that is very cool. We'll work out that. That's a lot better than, see, the idea I had was to send the winning chapter a box of cheese curds. So I think that might be quite a bit better. So
Cheese and a piece of wood.
Yeah,
I'll take
there you go.
I'll take
The
those
two staples for Wisconsin, right? So, really want to thank a lot of people behind the scenes, put a tremendous amount of work into this. Our own Lori Kavanaugh, Thomas Cronin, as you guys know, those guys work so hard behind the scenes. I wish you could see what they do, but they do such a tremendous job. Kelly, thank you so very much. I mean, the good ones make it look easy, and Kelly's one of those. So, you know, that packet went through multiple iterations, hours and hours of time and effort and it'll even get tweaked and tuned a little bit. Don't let me get out of here without talking about the Dropbox, but and then also to thank Craig. Craig has an incredible heart, an incredible passion for My Team Triumph. To come up with this and to come up, he kind of brought it to us. Not kind of, he did bring it to us. And we've talked to others about, you know, putting on different race series, and the cut we would get would be much smaller. And then the opportunities to integrate other things into it were kind of non-existent. So this, Craig, thank you very much for your passion, your compassion, and for being a true partner for us. Everything's up in the Dropbox. Oh, the dreaded Dropbox, I know. But there's a folder called, I think, is it Winter Run Series, Craig? Is that what we called it?
Yeah, we can, we have to make everybody co-hosts on everything too. I don't know. I can look and try and find all the chapters on Facebook and just add everybody as co-hosts, so the Facebook events pop up on everyone's page. That'll be a fun project.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. And we can provide you that contact information as well. So, all righty. We will certainly have more opportunities for Q&A. Thank you guys all so very much for all you do. We are very, very appreciative. And we, again, working on some captain sponsorships. Let us know if you have some ideas, and just direct it to me, and away we'll go. All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
We'll be in touch soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.